Yo, what's up? I am Root, aka the Culture Black Kid. This is Room Friends, my review show, and here is my friend. Please introduce yourself.
Hey everyone, I'm Jazz, or Jasmine, but you can call me Jazz if you ever call me anything.
True. And we are here to review the latest Legacy and Emjaysoul collab project, the Soul of Legacy. So just to throw it to you, Jazz, to kick it off, what was your overall thoughts on this from the Southwest and Inner West hip hop artist and producer connection?
Well, first and foremost, I love the title of the EP,
Hmm.
like the Soul of Legacy. Like, I don't know. When I read that, I was like, damn, that's
That's nice.
nice. I like that. It
That's fun.
really like it ties the whole thing in together really nicely. And yeah, you kind of if you know what I mean with that
Yeah,
title,
for
which
sure.
is kind of sick as well. Um, yeah, no, I like I was saying before, it's definitely both artists. I was very keen on them as soon as I heard their stuff, and I'm just like really happy that they did a collab EP. There's no for me it hit really hard. As soon as you get into it, it hits really hard. I love that opening track.
Hmm.
It's what I think what I said when I heard it was, damn, I can imagine this being like an anthem, and then at live shows, people just going off with that hook as well.
Yeah.
I really love the elements of performance in this,
Hmm.
specifically from Legacy. Like, especially with hip hop, it's really easy to not, like give it with a punch. And I
Yeah.
feel like he really gave it in every single track. Whatever mood it needed to give, he
Hmm.
gave it.
Yeah.
And it was with confidence. And yeah, I think that that really, little elements of like the breaths, the ad libs, how they were delivered, how
Hmm.
they're mixed in as well, how MJ did like tied it all together. It was just like really freaking awesome and beautiful, I think. Yeah, it all seems supernatural to me.
For sure. I guess yeah, you kind of got into some pros already. I'll definitely jump in and say, yeah, I enjoyed this project. I think it is, yeah, it's Legacy's first project. And I think that Legacy and MJ work really well together sonically. MJ has been extremely consistent on the production front, like you have mentioned. Like, he missed? I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think he has missed. He has not missed. There's a reason why he is an acclaimed all-star. In regards to Legacy, Legacy's been grinding it out. It's about time that he's put out a project. And I'm hoping that there's going to be more really soon. I guess to jump into the pros as well. I think LTMS is a great opener. I think in the context of the project, it makes a lot more sense. But I'll get into that a smidge in a little bit. But as a song, it's great. The skit at the start is funny. Featuring Guano C and Koma, doing their little talking. If you didn't know, I did like as well on that same point that there were a couple people who voices in the intros that featured across the project. So on track 3, Repeat, that featured Aztec Flow in the conversation at the start, and then track 4, that was the legend Eski saying some couple words. I also really enjoy the last track, Who Can Stop Me Now. I think it is a strong closer. I just love when Legacy is just talking his shit, and he is so comfortable in that bag. And then supposed to be, he's still talking his shit, but it's a lot more contemplative. Repeat, a lot more of like a storytelling type joint, but those are all things that I really enjoy. But it's super consistent. It flows really nicely. Yeah. Did you have any other pros that you wanted to add onto that, or that you thought of?
I was gonna ask actually about Mad at You.
Yep.
Who's that female vocal? Is that just a sample that was found? I thought that was really nice, like a really nice, because like you didn't it's nowhere else in the
Yeah.
EP, and like
Mhm.
I think it was just a really nice addition because obviously it's kind of like a bit of a love song or like a song about love, you
Mhm.
know, and I think it's really nice to have that tie in everything. But I think like another pro for me was that I think it's really easy for a lot of producers, especially like younger producers, to get into like this habit of I guess finding a formula and then sticking with that, and just you're kind of making the same song over and over again. And what I really like about this EP is that each song is different and
Yeah,
super unique,
for sure.
and like in the production as well as, you know, like the vocal performance, the lyrics, and everything like that. And you know, it's for that to be like Legacy's first project put out. I
Mhm.
think that that is, you know, that's huge. Yeah, no, I really, like you said, you mentioned like the storytelling. I actually really, I wrote down like actually I really really love the storytelling throughout the EP as well. And
Yeah.
it's not just, yeah, it's just it's really nice. It's yeah, it flows super well.
Mhm.
Again, just to repeat what you said, I agree with that.
No, for sure. And I think that's a strength that Legacy has exhibited throughout, a lot of his music, where he's really good at painting pictures, and really throughout his verses, throughout a song, being like, okay, we're here, this happens, then this is a change of events. It's like, again, like I said, he's painting a picture. And whilst that, is emphasized on repeat, it is a consistent theme as the project goes along in the 14-minute runtime. um, but to move shift gears a little bit, do you have any cons? Is there anything that unfortunately you weren't the biggest fan of on this project?
To be honest, like I was really trying to think about these things, obviously, because I knew this was, you know, we were going to chat about it,
Yeah.
and I was really like, I was like, oh, what would I change about this? Literally, I think I only thought of like one or two things, and I think the main one for me was like just in a couple songs.
Hmm.
I think it's in the opening track, you know,
Hmm.
LTMS,
Yeah.
and uh maybe supposed to be as well. I think it was supposed to be. Sorry, I'm a little stumped on this one. But I just there was, I think in the hooks I felt like the track was a bit too high, like the volume,
Like
that
loud?
is.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I felt like I was losing the vocal, and like for me,
Mm.
with like the hooks, I really want to feel that, you know, like I want to hear what's happening so I can, you know, I can join in or whatever it is.
Sure.
And like I just, yeah, I think on, especially on LTMS, I was kind of like, it felt a bit too like the vocal was getting lost in the hook. But like other than that, literally, like I don't think I had any other cons.
Sure. Sure. I get you, and I'm not sure if I said it in my single review of LTMS, but I do think the sample was a smidge too loud in that one. As much as I love that chop. Like I think that's probably my favorite sample or beat on the project. Just because it's like you said, every beat is different, but that one sticks out to me the most. Um, but I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. With LTMS, which I did critique on my single review, I was like, I I guess it goes into the pros, but just to bring it up again in the single context, I wasn't the biggest fan of that whole skit being in the single, but I think it redeems itself in the context of the project because it makes more sense. I think it would have made sense just coming straight in and then having the skit on as an extended version for the project. But like I said, I've already mentioned that. I'm Mad at You is cool, but I don't think that's my favorite song on the project, unfortunately. Um, I just like when, like I mentioned earlier, I just like when Legacy talks his shit a lot more than his relationship tracks. I just feel like it's his stronger suit. As much as he definitely hits on some really good points and relatable points on relationship tracks or love tracks and stuff like that. But man, when he is um doing Who Can Stop Me Now, it's like, nah. I was just at the kebab shop waiting, listening to the project, doing my once rinse, and I'm rata rata, who can stop me now, and like I'm rapping to myself, and I'm having a blast. But Mad at You, I'm like, okay, cool, but it doesn't personally resonate with me, unfortunately. um yeah, it's that's like one or two small things. It's not that detrimental to the overall landscape of the project, I don't think.
the thing is, like, I actually really liked every single track on this. I felt like shows almost like, well, obviously I don't know Legacy personally, but it's nice to have an insight into the range of emotions and, you know, the fact that he's just human, you know, and like to talk on that stuff. I think the thing I appreciate most, especially with hip hop, is that you talk about your story and your experience about life and whatnot.
Yeah.
And I was literally like, I love that not every song he's just like saying the same shit. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? And I really love it in the context of the EP. It, yeah, I think it's beautiful. I think, yeah, not to like, not to, you know, go against what you're saying, but just like personally, I think it added more for me. Yeah.
No, that makes sense. And that's a really good point, actually. As you know, someone who does personally know Legacy, obviously I'm a lot more inclined to lean towards the hype stuff and him talking his shit. But like you said, for someone who might be a bit more of a novice listener or someone who hasn't listened to him before, it does show the range. And it does be like, okay, there's levels to this. It's not
Yeah,
just
he can talk shit, but also, you know, he's got that side of him, you know, the softy, the
for
lover
sure.
boy, you know.
No, that makes total sense. So, no, I'm glad that you brought that up because I'm like, oh yeah, you're right. You're right. It might not be my personal favorite, but for those who, anyone who is listening to it and hasn't really listened to Legacy stuff before, they're like, okay, cool. There's some range. It's not just all the same stuff, which is always super important. As an artist in general, you don't want to be one note because then you get bored too easy, or the audience gets bored too easy, should I say? But anyway, so let's get on to our final rating for this. What is your personal rating?
I'm definitely here for this,
Mhm.
especially because I've like I said earlier, the minute I heard anything, I think the first thing I heard, you know, I think the track with Soli, what's it called?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I As soon as I heard that, I think it came up on like an Instagram thing. I was like, I gotta check this guy out. And then with Legacy, when I saw him at the show, like you know, perform, I was just like, damn, this guy's like sick. And then I was like, I gotta check out more. This definitely, I'm here for it. Here for it because it just hits for me,
That's
for
good.
sure.
That's good. The show that you're referencing, by the way, just for the audience, is a Flight Academy, 4 in the Cut release. Um, but yeah, and I personally am also here for this. But let me know what you guys think out there. Are you here for this? Is this not really for you? Let me know. Um, Thank you, Jas, for jumping on this review with me. Where can the people find you at?
You can find me on Instagram at barrier bitch.
Is that actually your handle? Wait, no, that's not your handle.
Yeah, for real. No, no, no.
That's your handle?
That's where I do like most of my sharing like gigs and stuff.
Oh, I don't even know this account. What?
No, you're chilling, you're chilling. It's like it's something that I'm still like working on as a thing. I haven't posted in a minute. I was actually meant to post today, and because I got so caught up,
Okay.
yeah, that's it.
Oh.
It's barrier bitch because I'm always chasing the barrier. I'm always trying to get to that barricade, you know. I want to be the one at the front. No, you
Good.
know, like yeah, fully. You know, I want to get the full experience. I don't want to be distracted by other things. So yeah, you can find me at Barry Bitch.
True, true. It's that SpongeBob meme, the one where he's like,
Yeah, yeah.
oh my goodness. I'll put that. And uh, I am okay, the Culture Black Kid. You can find me at the Culture Black Kid official. And yeah, thank you once again for jumping on, Jas. Rue, make sure you go
Thank
check
you for
out.
having me.
Of course, of course. Make sure you go check out Legacy Emjaysoul, the Soul of Lxgcy, out right now. And let us know what you think. Are you here for this? This is not really for you. I already said that. Thank you. Peace.